Hey sports fans! Welcome to the Bona Sport Prep and Recoat system by Bona Chemi, a revolutionary system that will transform the way you finish and maintain hardwood sport floors. For over 85 years, Bona Chemi has been at the forefront of hardwood floor finishing technology. Our singular focus on hardwood floors and commitment to research and development is one of our primary advantages and has enabled Bona Chemi to determine the industry's evolution. Today, we lead the way in superior sport floor refinishing and maintenance. The Bona Sport Prep and Recoat system is designed for all site-finished urethane hardwood floors and pre-finished systems. It deep cleans and blends out scuffs and surface scratches, rather than just covering them up, allowing you to complete the job quickly and with less mess. Future maintenance of the floor will be significantly easier, and a better finished product will result from your work using the Bona Chemi system. You can rely on the Prep and Recoat system by Bona to minimize the risk in recoating sport floors and to provide the ultimate in durability and beauty. Here's the play-by-play coverage of the products and equipment needed to prep and recoat your sport floor. For this video demonstration, we've used Bona Super Sport, a waterborne urethane. If you prefer oil-modified finishes, also in Bona's starting lineup are All Court and Sport Poly. Both provide a tough protected coat and are MFMA approved. Bona Prep is a specially formulated recoat adhesion conditioner for all types of site-finished or pre-finished polyurethane hardwood floors. Prep prepares the existing finish to optimize adhesion of the new coat of finish. Bona Super Sport is unmatched for durability and championship appearance on sport floors. It is MFMA approved, fast drying, and VOC compliant. We recommend using Bona DCS buffers and vacuum systems to eliminate airborne dust, Bona conditioning pads, applicator tools, push brooms, towels, and a clean string mop and a bucket with wringer. An auto scrubber can be utilized instead of a buffer and mop for the initial deep cleaning and scrub phase of the prep process. Before starting work on the floor, inspect and prepare the work area. First, check the floor for contamination, which causes adhesion failure. Start by using a coin to scrape a small area of the floor to determine if the old finish is flaking. If it flakes, the floor may be contaminated. Next, wipe a small section of the floor with mineral spirits. A shiny wax residue glaze appearing on the rag indicates the floor may be contaminated. Check for chemical overspray from cleaning or other products, as this also contaminates the floor. If a contaminant is found, try to determine what the contaminant might be by asking the maintenance manager about products used to clean the floor. Do not proceed until these contaminants are removed. Do not use Bona Prep and Super Sport on any floor that doesn't pass the contamination tests or has been waxed or oiled. A full sand and refinish may be required in those scenarios. A sample test in a non-visible area using Bona Prep and Super Sport is recommended to determine general compatibility prior to recoating. Meet with the management of the facility to find out if there is any existing damage before you begin work, and to set realistic expectations of recoating results. Inspect the floor and look for scratches, cupping, gouges, split or loose boards, wear through, and remove anything stuck to the floor. Repair any damage prior to using Bona Prep. If there is any paint damage, it must be repaired prior to recoating. If wear through to the wood is observed, the floor may need to be sanded and refinished. Once the floor has been checked for contamination and any floor damage has been repaired, you are ready to tape off the trim, electrical outlets in the floor, and anything not made of wood. Now that the work area is ready, you can get started on the prep and recoat process. Start by vacuuming or sweeping the floor thoroughly with a fine push broom or a clean, wide floor mop to remove loose dirt and grit. Using a new clean string mop and bucket filled with full-strength prep, apply Bona Prep over 3-foot by 24-foot sections of the floor. Be careful not to apply it too heavily, and be sure to overlap sections of the floor to ensure no areas are missed. Proper application provides a surface that appears damp. After dampening, use a standard speed buffer with a Bona conditioning pad to scrub the floor. The floor should appear to be slightly wet. If it doesn't look slightly wet, you may not have applied enough Bona prep with the string mop. Stop and apply more prep, then try scrubbing again. You do not need a vacuum during this step. This process cleans the floor and conditions and prepares the old finish to optimize the adhesion of Supersport. After applying Bona prep, immediately tack the floor with towels dampened with Bona prep before it dries. Be sure to work the leading edge of the mop to collect dirt and debris in a fashion that does not allow the dirt to escape and redeposit on the floor area that you have already tacked. This will ensure optimal pickup of any dirt or residue. When preparing the floor with Bona prep and an auto scrubber, set the machine at normal maintenance settings for proper application rate and pad pressure. Use a buffing pad driven by the auto scrubber maintenance pad. Pour Bona prep into the tank of the auto scrubber. Move the machine with the direction that the wood is running. Have someone follow immediately behind the auto scrubber, tacking up any residue left behind. Remember to check the pickup tank and clean it as needed. Abrade the floor once it is dried with a Bona DCS buffer and vacuum system. Use 2 Bona conditioning pads, one driving the other, so that the pad more effectively contours to the surface of the flooring. It is important to check the maroon pad frequently. Beveled edges and any visibly unabraded areas that can't be reached by the buffer should be done by hand. This step will ensure the abrasion of edges next to any overwood and in the grain pattern, and optimize adhesion of the finished top coat. For optimal dust pickup, use the Bona Atomic DCS system and leave no airborne dust behind. Tack the floor again using clean bath towels dampened with Bona prep. Inspect the entire floor for trouble spots such as residues, puddles of prep, or marks that were not removed. If you notice trouble spots, do not proceed until they are cleaned up, removed, and remedied. Your goal is a very clean, dry surface, free of any contaminant, loose fibers, or small objects that could be seen in the finish. Before applying finish, turn off sources of airflow, such as HVAC, forced air ventilation systems. The goal is to limit the agitation of dust and airborne particles. These can settle onto the floor and finish coat. Block any sunlight that hits the floor with opaque plastic so it cannot affect the dry time of the finish. Remember to barricade, rope, or tape off any doors or entrances to keep people off the floor. It is also a good idea to put up warning signs. When the floor is dry, apply Supersport waterborne finish. Open the crosslinker bottle and add an equal part of water to the crosslinker. Mix vigorously for 30 to 45 seconds. Add the crosslinker and water mixture to Supersport within 15 minutes. Mix the crosslinker and Supersport immediately with a mixer or drill for 30 to 45 seconds and let sit 5 to 10 minutes. When pouring the finish onto the wood floor, use the strainer provided. Pour a 4-inch wide line following the grain of the wood. Supersport can be applied with a snowplow and a cut-in tool. It must be applied within 2 hours of Bona prep drying. If it cannot be recoated with finish within 2 hours, stop the process before abrading. You must get back to abrade the floor within 24 hours. Otherwise, you will have to start the process over from step 1. If applying a second coat of Supersport, sweep or vacuum the floor after the first coat of Supersport is dried. This ensures that any loose dirt or grit is removed. Then follow instructions from step 3 to apply the finish. Please read all Bona product directions prior to use. Supersport covers approximately 500 to 600 square feet per gallon. Once the job is complete, clean all the tools and equipment with water. It's a good idea to correctly maintain your investment in hardwood floors. Proper maintenance procedures for hardwood floors consist of dust mopping nightly with a clean floor mop, or if the floors need a thorough cleaning, buff them with a standard speed buffer and diluted Sport Clean hardwood floor cleaner. tacking behind it to remove residue. Floors can also be cleaned with an auto scrubber and diluted sport clean. Make sure to tack behind the auto scrubber to remove any residue. These regular maintenance steps will ensure the floors keep their beauty. Using the right system in the beginning and proper and regular maintenance will save money in the future. A regularly scheduled sport floor prep and recoat will also help avoid costly resand and refinish procedures. Put the sport floor prep and recoat system by Bona to the test. It is a proven system with unsurpassed durability and beauty for hardwood sport floors. The Bona system provides professional results that look good and are easy to maintain for years to come. Bona, bringing out the best in hardwood sport floors.